Today, we're going to be demoing the filters section of the site. Remember that with buyers, investors, they're like going to a buffet where everybody gets a plate and everybody comes back with something different. So every buyer investor is different. And in this case, I'm going to pick a specific requirements and we're going to go through the filter section and find out how many properties fit. Price wise, we're going to start with about $3.5 million to seven and change because he may buy one property, one 7.5 million, or two smaller properties. Might as well get it done in the same filtering session. Cap rate, we're going to do the better quality stuff, 4% cap to say 6.5. He'll do a fee simple or a ground lease as long as the ground lease is newer. The lease type prefers absolute triple net, but will do the NN plus, which we only have one or two owner costs like roof and structure. Double net will have more, say HVAC, utility lines, etc. But he wants to be where there's not much work to do. The buyer likes the southeast. I think that's going to narrow our result sets too far. So yeah, it brings us to 81. I'm not going to do that right now, but we can take a look at the assets where they're located and then make an educated decision. It doesn't have to be in the southeast, rather, it's just that's what he prefers. Okay, population, we want mid-size to larger. So we're going to go up to say 80,000 population in a 5 mile. Average household income, say 70,000, maybe a little bit more than that. He does banks, pharmacies, QSR, et cetera. We're going to need some traffic in front in order to justify that. So let's start with at least, we'll say 20,000 and up. That brings our count to 124. He does like non-income tax states, but we're not going to filter on that right now. We'll wait to see what our selections are and then narrow it down as needed. Retail and restaurant are the two primary focuses. We could do a tenant specific type search, but we're not going to do that now. We'll do that later. Remaining lease term. Yeah, doesn't have to be 10, but we're going to bring it right up close to that. We're going to bring it to 9 plus one or two tenants. The lease guarantor, the ability here is to narrow it down by just franchises, which are typically higher cap rates, or corporate traded and rated, which are NASDAQ or New York Stock Exchange assets, or simply corporate. But right now, we don't have to narrow that down, but we can. Number of units, in case it's a franchise, we'll do, I think you need to have at least 100 in order to get financing. So I'm not sure if it's going to do financing, but we'll narrow it down to at least 110 units. Rent increase, year, options, we can narrow the list down by that, but we're not going to right now, nor are we going to filter on price, but you can on rent, building size, built, renovated lot size. Some people like larger lot sizes. We're not going to do that right now. We're going to take a look at the features. We've already gone through 40 filtering fields. Now we're going to go into the data sets of the features. These are broken down. There are 60 of them into the property, immediate location, area location, tenant attributes, and the investment guarantor. Now, in this case, we're going to be watching this counter to see how narrow the list gets, but we know that if it's signalized intersection, that's fantastic. He does prefer hard corner. He said that specifically, so I'm going to click on that, and that brings us down to 32 properties. He also doesn't want a small place. He likes the high traffic. We're okay with the 20,000 plus. We don't need any of these right now. We're going to be taking a look at each asset to see how close it comes to the requirements. But he did say major MSA, so I'm not going to say top 100. Let's see what the number is for top 100. I get 18. If it's a major MSA, I get 2, so I don't want that. I'm going to hold off on these now. We'll take a look at them later because 32 is about the range that I'm interested in. And then not going to narrow down by active or contract, posted, days on market, or broker, but we will do the search. We'll see what these 32 properties look like and how close they match our buyer.